Hello, this is Nakamagic recording another episode of Pokemon Legends Arceus. In this episode, I will be discussing the Path of Tenacity, specifically the battles against the Diamond Clan, which I found to be an excellent way to grind for experience candies, which will allow you to easily raise up your team. The experience candies you can get at the maximum difficulty also are incredibly valuable, so it is a good way to grind for money if you don't want to use other methods. Let's go ahead and get started. So in order to unlock the Path of Tenacity for the Diamond Clan, you will need to complete the quest. It is down here. Adaman's Hope, quest 106. Once you've completed that quest, the Diamond Clan will then appear and as opponents in the training grounds when you talk to Ingo. So we'll take on the Path of Tenacity. We'll go ahead and battle the Diamond Clan. We'll say OK. Alright, so we've got Warden Arceus first. Arceus will battle with Lilligant, Bronzong, and Purugly, and you'll have to fight all three Pokemon at the same time. The nice thing is that Purugly and Bronzong are lower level. They're specifically level 47, so you don't have to worry too much about them, but they make fighting the third Pokemon more difficult. With Gardevoir, we can actually defeat Lilligant in a single attack with Moonblast. Purugly will go ahead and use Slash. It will against Gardevoir, it will only use the move Slash because Slash will be its strongest technique. Bronzong typically will use either Flash Cannon or Hypnosis. Hypnosis is more annoying, but not something that a well-trained Gardevoir can't overcome. We'll defeat that with Mystical Fire. Now we've got two actions coming up pretty soon, so we're going to go ahead and just use Recover. We'll take some more damage here. We'll use Recover one more time. In the Path of Tenacity, you do not heal up between fights, and so using a recovery move or moves that restore HP for damage is particularly helpful. We'll have Gardevoir defeat Purugly with Moonblast. There we have it, that's the first battle. Up next will be Melly, and Melly is just as conceited as always. And in many ways, Melly has the right to be conceited. In my opinion, Melly's team is the strongest of the three, at least the most annoying, because Melly's team is primarily only weak to ground-type moves. They don't have other weaknesses, and they do have a decent number of resistances, and decent power and coverage between them. We are going to go ahead, we're going to use defeat Golbat for the same reason we were concerned with Bronzong. Golbat knows the move Hypnosis, and that is particularly damaging to you because when you're in a drowsy state, your Pokemon take more damage. We are not too worried about Gardevoir getting knocked out here. It would be nice if it didn't. In this case, it's looking like we're going to get to avoid it. So we are going to go ahead and take this opportunity to use Mystical Fire. That'll weaken Skuntank. Now, unless it uses Strong Style, it looks like we're going to get to act. So we will use Moonblast on Skuntank. That should defeat it. Looks like I was mistaken. But fortunately, it misses again. We don't have to worry too much about that. So we're going to defeat Skuntank right now. And then afterwards, Drapion is not too much of a concern. Unless it gets a critical hit with this Venoshock, we should be just fine. Now we'll go ahead and use Recover. It'll heal us up. It'll use Venoshock one more time. We'll go ahead and heal up. And then because of our speed, we get a second action here as well. So we'll use that action to use a Moonblast again. And there we have it. We've defeated Melly. And that leaves the last member of the Diamond Clan we fight, Adaman. Adaman's Pokemon are very tough, so he's got every right to be the clan leader. His Pokemon are Leafeon, Umbreon, and Vaporeon. Leafeon is particularly strong in the physical stats, so it's got great physical attack, and this particular one has pretty decent physical defense. However, its special defense isn't nearly as strong, so we can use a strong style Ice Beam to go ahead and defeat it in a single attack. That will leave us Umbreon and Vaporeon to deal with. They will likely get some additional attacks, namely because they use the move Quick Attack. They're not generally fast enough to outspeed us a bunch if they don't use the move Quick Attack. So we're going to go ahead and use Moonblast on Umbreon. That will defeat it in a single hit. That leaves us Vaporeon over here. Now Vaporeon, we're going to use a Moonblast as well. That's our strongest attack. Vaporeon does have good defenses, so it's not going to be defeated in a single attack. But because of our speed, we're going to be able to defeat it right now. And there we have it. We've defeated the Diamond Clan with a single Pokemon. That's not as common to defeat it with just Gardevoir. You can't rely on Skuntank missing Iron Tail every time. But we'll discuss that once I get to discussing the Pokemon I use. Here are the rewards we get. We get 3 Experience Candies XL, and in this case we get a Sunstone. We'll get a random evolution item. So with the Pokemon we have Gardevoir. So Gardevoir can be caught as an alpha if we go to Heart's Crag in the Alabaster Icelands. I used a Nature Mint to make sure it was a modest nature. So special attack up, attack down. We've also given it Grit Rocks and, all the Grit items. So Grit Dust, Grit Gravel, Grit Pebbles, Grit Rocks. In order to get it to level 10 in every stat. Getting it to level 10 in attack is optional if you don't have the requisite materials, because we're not using any attack-based moves. All of our moves are special attack stats. The moves we have for Gardevoir are Moonblast, Ice Beam, Mystical Fire, and Recover. I find these 3 are the best coverage moves for the fight against the Diamond Clan. Moonblast allows you to one-shot Lilligant and is quite strong against every other Pokemon. Ice Beam is particularly good at dealing with Golbat and, if you get to it, Leafeon. You can also use Mystical Fire against Leafeon, but Ice Beam will guaranteed one-shot it with a strong style. Mystical Fire is good for defeating Bronzong. Now, you can use Shadow Ball to defeat Bronzong, but Mystical Fire is neutral damage against Skuntank and weakens its attack. So in the event that you survive, you can use Mystical Fire to weaken Skuntank and increase your odds of surviving further attacks. And then we have it know the move Recover in order to heal its HP, Recover being the best recovery move in the game because there are no drawbacks to it. Soft Boiled would be the other best recovery move because, again, no drawbacks. The only restriction is only the Chansey line can learn Soft Boiled. It can learn Rest, but Rest inflicts the Drowsy status. Drowsy not only making it so you miss, similar to being paralyzed, but it also increases the amount of damage you take while you're in the Drowsy status. So if you can avoid using the move Rest as your only healing move, I would recommend that. For example, if it knows Drain Punch. But not every Pokemon has the luxury of having a great recovery move like Gardevoir. So we'll go ahead and use Rest whenever we need it. The next Pokemon we have is Lucario. Lucario is a great Pokemon. You can pick up its alpha at the Icebound Falls, again in Alabaster Icelands. I give this one an Adamant nature to increase its attack damage. It's got great typing, decent defenses, good speed. Again, you don't need to invest in the special attack stat if you don't want to, because with its all of the attacks we're currently using are physical-based attack stat-based attacks. So you don't have to worry about investing if you don't have enough of the items. To get all of the stats to level 10 effort, it will take a grand total of 36 each of Grit Gravel, Grit Dust, Grit Pebbles, and then 18 each of the Grit Rock. Again, that's to get maximum on every stat for these two Pokemon. The moves that we have Lucario know are Drain Punch, which is the best recovery move for Lucario simply because Drain Punch heals it up as it's also attacking. We can teach Lucario Rest, and I may look into doing that as a backup when Drain Punch isn't sufficient. Now, the other moves we know are Ice Punch, which is fantastic coverage for both Golbat and Leafeon. It's Ice Punch, other than Poison Jab, is the best move that you can use against Leafeon. Ice Punch gives you better coverage because it is neutral damage or super effective against everything from in Melee and Adaman's team except for Vaporeon. And it has the chance to inflict Frostbite, which for most of the Pokemon isn't going to matter because they typically battle with the attack stat against Lucario. So Frostbite, not that helpful, but it still does extra damage, so that's good. Bulldoze is particularly good against Skuntank and Drapion because those Pokemon are only weak to the ground type. Now, I have the move Bulk Up here. You can use whatever move you want. The other move I would recommend would be either Rest as an additional recovery move for emergency situations, or I would recommend the move Poison Jab as a potentially stronger way that you might be able to defeat Leafeon. There are other moves you can teach it. You could also teach it Close Combat. As far as it goes, I find that Bulk Up is more of a win more situation with Lucario because I'm typically not able to get a Bulk Up in unless I'm in a winning position anyways. So that's that team. And again, we picked up the 3 Experience Candy XLs and the Sunstone. We're going to go ahead, run over to the Craftsman shop. We can sell items there. So we'll show the value of these items and see how much money we made. So if we were to sell each of these, they're worth 12,500 for a grand total of 37,500 just from those 3 items. And then the value of the evolution items varies from item to item. The Sunstone happens to be 750, so we would have gotten a little over 40,000, 38,000 Pokédollars for that fight. Now, the other items that you can sell, most of them will be in the range of 750. If you get like an Oval Stone, it's only going to be 500. Same with the Protector, Electrolyzer, and Magmarizer. I've gotten those pretty consistently. They're worth a lot less. Same with these items. I haven't seen them give the Black Augurite or the Peat Block. I believe I've seen them give the Linking Cord before. But they give generally a handful of items. I think the specific pool of items you get from them is limited, and all of these items, evolution items, are divided amongst the 3 teams. When you defeat their highest difficulty, they will always give 3 experience candies and a random evolution item. So, like I said, it's a great way to earn money if you don't want to use other methods, and it is a fantastic way to train up lots of Pokemon, especially when you're going for the Path of Solitude. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.